You may call it in this evening, but you've only lost the night.
Hi there. In this lab, we are going to talk about the proofs of number of grains in different type of materials. We have in our proofs we have steel 4140, and also we are going to check the aluminum. First of all, we have to cut the material and to get a simple type of like a circle of a material. Then we are going to pass to the mounting press. We have to put in there backlight, so get to get like this. Also, we have to put like a sander in there of the proof. Then we have to move to the microscope to see in the details of the material, to check what the properties or the number of grains we have in the material. For finish the process, we have to do a formula to get the exact number of grains with the help of the photo in the microscope.
This part we can see the cutter that is used to get the sample of the material that we're using to analyze. We can see that it is very easy to use. Just put your sample in here and pull down this to get the sample. Also, you have to use it with the right protection and with this down. Here we have the mounting press machine that is used to get the sample like this. So you can put it in the solder, and it is very easy to use. Just clean this part, apply the spray just to avoid that the base stick with the sample. Then add the backlight, then the pressure, and then you have to adjust the pressure in the machine until 5 units, and it have to last about 10 to 15 minutes depending on the material.
This is a grinder polisher machine, and here we are going to sand our samples. Depending on which material we are going to sand, it may take different amounts of time. In this machine, we are going to use these sandpapers, 240, 320, 400 and 600. And what you have to do is you put your sample here, and this machine is going to spin, so you can get like a mirror-like effect on it.
In order to obtain this picture, we have to use the microscope that is in the laboratory. This instrument is so useful because we can see all the structures and the grains of this practice. And with this we can see how the materials behave in the grains of the grains.
After we use the microscope, we can count some of the grains that we can see with it at a zoom size of 100. Well, we have to use this formula in order to obtain the number of grains, and then we have to calculate with this formula the size of the grain that are in the samples. For this example, we are using the image of the steel. We use a zoom of 1,000 times. This is how we use it here. And in the photo, we count approximately like 5 grains that are this. After the operation, we obtain that the number of grains are 500. Then we have to use this formula as I said before. We have to use this number here and apply a natural logarithm in both sides in order that we can move this part down. We have then to pass this dividing this, and we obtain 8.96. Then we only add this number and we obtain that the size of the grains are 9.96. Pero pues ya no sé qué es.
Now we are going to talk about of the steel. We are going to use this formula in order to obtain the number of grains per inch square. With that, we have to use this picture that we obtained in the laboratory, and with this we obtain that we have 21. Then we are going to use this formula to obtain the number of grains in the American Society of Testing of Materials, and with that we had to use the law of logarithms, and we obtained the result of 5.39.
In this practice, I learned how to get samples to analyze the grains and the components of different materials. And this is very important in the industry because you can understand how the material is going to behave and it is going to behave when you are using it.
In this practice, I learned how to use different machines in the lab, such as the cutter, the mounting press, and the sanding machine. And I think it is important to know the properties. And
In this practice, I learned that the materials have some properties that needs to be studied in more profundity to know how they work or found what are their vacancies or something like that.
I learned that it is important to know what are the properties of the materials and how to calculate the grains in order to know how they are going to act in the industry, and also to use some of the machines that are in the laboratory.
Eso se va a cortar, síguele, ya.
Amiguito para grabar.
Practice, no va a salir más, ¿o qué?